My name is Shelley Katz, and I'm part of Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America, Westchester Local Group. We are a grassroots, nonpartisan organization that fights for public safety measures to protect people from gun violence. We have chapters in every state and are part of Every Town for Gun Safety, the largest gun violence prevention organization in the country. You can get more information about us at the orange table over there. As our first two speakers are in a bit of time crunch and we want to be mindful of their time, they have to attend another event tonight. So we will begin with them and then offer a more detailed introduction of the evening and the program. So at first I would like to call Mr. Mike Spano, Mayor of the City of Yonkers, here to offer a proclamation from the City of Yonkers proclaiming National Gun Violence Awareness Day, June 7th.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to City Hall. Welcome to this Unity Fountain that we have here today. To obviously to Shelley, to the Majority Leader Mike Sabatino, the President of City Council Mike Cater, members of City Council that are here, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Edward Casada, to the City Councilwoman Sinead Williams, the many different people that are here today. You know, every day, 96 Americans are killed in gun violence. On an average, there are about 13,000 gun homicides each and every year in America. Think about that. I listened to one of the mayors speak, talking about some of the statistics that they talk about citywide, nationwide. He talks about 44 young, mostly young men of color, dying in the streets of American cities every single day. Much like this. Think about that. Where's the outrage? You know, I'm outraged when I hear about it. I'm outraged every time that, that's right, Jimmy. Listen, I got the call, and we were together, and it amazes me that in America today, we're a country that can move mountains. This country can solve any problem it wants. It really can. When those two planes hit the World Trade Center, this country spent $1 trillion on a war. This country went and put 66,000 people to work in a new department they created called Homeland Security. I don't believe that this country doesn't have the means to solve any problem it puts its mind to. What I believe is that our country does not have the will to solve this problem. And so we have to continue to create that will and get out there and get that message. Have that message loud and clear. Make sure that it's heard from little cities or to big cities, from every one of us all across America. Americans are 25 times more likely to be killed by guns than any other developed nation on this planet. So today here in Yonkers, I join with mayors across the country where we are reaffirming the right of every American to live free from gun violence. And as you can see, mothers of our community, I know that Donna has placed her son's shoes here. Shoes are worn by him. We are declaring as a city that we will continue to make every effort to do more to reduce gun violence. You know, I could talk about the knowns forever, what you guys have done to turn your life around, to turn it around for others. So I encourage all citizens to support the local community efforts to prevent these tragic events of gun violence. And I want to thank each and every person that is here today with us, because today we stand at this Unity Fountain as one unit and pray, and we pray together We hope that our prayers tonight will make a difference. Also, the clock tower, way above our head up there, will be lit in orange tonight as we again continue to try to raise awareness. But remember, when you talk to any elected official, a mayor, a councilperson, a governor, a president, Congress, this country, this America that we all love and believe in can solve any problem. Could you imagine what the world would look like here if we spent $1 trillion just in our American cities, where we can end hopelessness, despair, and bring about opportunity? So let's remember, we're in the greatest country in the world. Let's also remember that we have a crisis at hand that we have to deal with as a family of Americans. Let us know that together we can solve anything, any problem that comes our way. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being here today. This is so important. And it's good that we continue to spread the message. Let's get the outrage that needs to be out there in America. It doesn't just happen in suburban areas, it happens all across this country. Let's make a difference. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Superintendent of the Yonkers Public Schools, Dr. Edwin Casada, who is providing a proclamation from the School Board of the Yonkers Public Schools. We are so grateful that the school board is recognizing the safety concerns that students and families have.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to everyone. How wonderful it is to see this group of individuals come together on behalf of one of the most disturbing ills that we have in our society. And I have to tell you, if the faces of the children behind me do not encourage us to say no to gun violence, then what will? I just want to follow the mayor and also share with you a few statistics. In 2018, 57,263 incidents involving guns. 14,751 resulted in deaths. Children 0 to 11, 667 killed or injured. Teenagers 12 to 17, 2,847 killed or injured because of guns. Mass shooting in 2018, 340 cases last year. And the most recent one just happened a few days ago, where we lost 12 individuals who were just doing what they were asked to do, to serve their community. Think about the fact that access to a gun increases the risk of death by suicide by 3 times. The U.S. gun homicide rate is 25 times that of other high-income countries. Black males are 15 times more likely than white to be shot or injured in an assault involving guns. Firearms are the second leading cause of death for American children and teens. And 58% of American adults or someone they care for have experienced gun violence in their life. This is an epidemic. This is an issue that, as the mayor indicated, we must have the political will to change the trend. We are very fortunate that we have a mayor, a city council, and a police commissioner that genuinely care about the safety and well-being of our citizens. Let us continue to support them. Let us continue to support the families that have been impacted by gun violence. As you know, our district just lost a beautiful young lady to gun violence. She was about to go to college. Should that have been the case? Absolutely not. So, ladies and gentlemen, today, let us commit to be active participants in the fight. We in the district and President Reverend Lopez will share the proclamation. We'll have a proclamation indicating that we will all fight against gun violence and that we will unite with you to ensure that our beautiful faces in the back are not impacted by this incredible ill that we are dealing with. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Quesada. You know, it's with a heavy heart that I stand here today representing the trustees of the Board of Education. Every time that Dr. Quesada gives us the call or there's an issue in the city, my heart mourns to no end, especially when it comes to gun violence, but specifically when we lose the life of one of our children. Having experienced the riots in Liberty City many years ago, I know how violent it could get in turmoil and the derivatives that occur after such an event. And Miami was a tough place to be with at the time. But with that said, I'm really heartbroken every time I have to attend a wake or a funeral, or console a parent, or pray for someone. So with that said, on behalf of the Board of Education of the City of Yonkers, I'd like to present the special proclamation declaring the first Friday in June to be National Gun Violence Awareness Day. Ladies and gentlemen, this proclamation declares the first Friday in June to be the National Gun Violence Awareness Day in the Yonkers Public Schools, to honor and remember all victims and survivors of gun violence, and declare that we, as a country, must do more to reduce gun violence. Whereas every day, 100 Americans are killed by gun violence, and on average there are nearly 13,000 gun homicides every year. And whereas Americans are 25 times more likely to be killed with guns than people in other high-income developed countries. Whereas protecting public safety in our schools and community is the district's highest responsibility. And whereas to help the 100 Americans whose lives are cut short and countless survivors who are injured by shootings every day, a national coalition of organizations has designated June 7th, 2019, the first Friday in June, as the 5th National Gun Violence Awareness Day. And whereas wearing orange brings attention to this significant issue, the color orange is worn by hunters to announce themselves to other hunters when out in the woods. And orange is a color that symbolizes the value of human life. And whereas anyone can join this campaign by pledging to wear orange on June 7th, the first Friday in June, to help raise awareness about gun violence. And whereas by wearing orange, Americans will raise awareness about gun violence and honor the lives of gun violence victims and survivors. And whereas we renew our commitment to reduce gun violence and to pledge to do all we can do to keep firearms out of the wrong hands and encourage responsible gun ownership to help keep our children safe. Now therefore be it resolved that the Yonkers Board of Education declares June 7th, 2019 to be National Gun Violence Awareness Day. We encourage all schools to participate in the activities to raise awareness to prevent the tragic effects of gun violence, as well as to honor and value human lives. I present this proclamation on behalf of the board.
I want to thank the mayor, Dr. Quesada, and Reverend Lopez for supporting this initiative and recognizing the importance of protecting our children, keeping our families safe. So we're giving them a bracelet that says, "We can end gun violence and wear orange" on the other side.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, we appreciate it. Now we go back to the intro. Thank you all for joining us today. Wear Orange is observed across the country to raise awareness following the shooting of a Chicago 15-year-old girl named Hadia Pendleton. Hadia's friends chose the color orange, which happened to be her favorite color, because it demands to be seen. The friends' initial hope to increase awareness has turned into a national movement turning skylines orange and honoring the 100 lives cut short every single day, as well as hundreds more injured or affected by guns. We wear orange to fight for a country where everyone can live a life free from gun violence. We would like to take a moment to recognize those who have personally experienced gun violence who are present. They understand the toll of gun violence in our country. We thank each of you for being here today and for channeling your pain into a call for change. You might notice that the survivors are wearing survivor pins. Please feel free to reach out to them after the ceremony. Mayor Spano requested that the moms who have lost children to gun violence place a pair of their child's shoes on the fountain. What a very sad but powerful image. There are probably hundreds more that we don't see today. Before we go further, we would like to offer a moment of silence and remember all of those who have died due to gun violence and those who have survived or been affected by gun violence incidents in this epidemic. Most recently, our hearts go out to the family and friends of Marilyn Cotto Montanez, shot a few weeks ago here in Yonkers, and the victims of the Virginia Beach shooting. If you are a survivor of gun violence and are interested in learning more about the Everytown Survivor Network, you can speak to one of us wearing Moms Demand Action shirts, or you may also text SURVIVOR to 64433. In mentioning survivors, I would like to introduce Jimmy Nolan, who lost his brother Michael in a shooting here in Yonkers in 2015. Jimmy has created numerous events in his brother's memory and has been a passionate advocate for gun violence prevention, among many other things. I affectionately know him as the Energizer Bunny for all the work he's been involved in. And following that, we will have Donna Nolan, mother of Jimmy and Michael.
Thank you for having me, Moms Demand Action, and to our elected officials. It's unfortunate that we have to gather like this. My family and myself have to meet such great people for unfortunate reasons. My brother Michael is my best friend, and he's my hero for saving 6 people's lives. But I wish we didn't have to come together for this reason. It hurts me every time I hear about somebody being affected by gun violence or introducing myself as the brother of Michael Nolan who we shot. It hurts. It hurts me when I have to attend funerals and wakes and try and comfort family members of people I've never met before in my life. Still to this day, that pain never goes away. But my brother's legacy means everything to me. If you know me, you know how much I've done and I will continue to do. I am, on the side note, I recently named Marilyn the scholarship recipient for Lincoln High School, where a plaque will be hung in her memory. I wish I didn't have to do it in her memory. I wish I could present it to her. But unfortunately, because of gun violence, illegal gun violence, that will never happen. And it's just not fair to her, her family, to me, for not meeting how great she was, meeting how smart she was. It bothered me. Back in 2011, Yonkers actually created an illegal gun buyback program called Gun Tip Hotline, which Chief Hodges created himself, and he asked me to come on board and my family to be involved. And we went door to door, basically, we went everywhere speaking about it. And now, Yonkers' program has been so successful that it is now the first official illegal gun buyback program in all of New York to lay the groundwork. And people tell me I should be proud of it, and I wish I didn't come across the program because of the reason that I did. But we will continue to fight forward. Actually, while I was driving to Albany to fight with Moms Demand Action about the gun ghost law, that's when I learned that Maryland shooter had turned himself in. And while I was driving, I didn't know if I should be upset, confused, mad. It was something that you don't know what to guess. So every day is just a new day, and I pray for the families that have been affected, and I'm sorry that we had to come across this way. But like I said, my brother's legacy means a lot to me, and I often say this a lot. He was robbed of 70 years of his life. He was robbed of marriage, of kids, of just having fun and growing old with us. But the one thing he will never be robbed of is his legacy. And my fight that I continue to fight for is a part of his legacy. And we will fight this together. We will fight this together so no other family, no other children have to face this and be scared to go outside by themselves. So I want to say thank you once again to our elected officials that they continuously work hard. They hurt. Mayor Spano flew up from Florida when my brother was shot. The commissioner was in the hospital with us. I've had Council President Mike Sabatino, Mike Cater, sorry about that, come to our events. They hurt just as much as we hurt. But it's not just up to the elected officials and the police. It's up to every one of us to help them get this epidemic to stop, because it needs to stop. So once again, thank you, and I just ask for all of us to help one another and help each other. Thank you.
Well, I don't know if I could top that. I might have to send Jim up here.
Oh.
What can I say? I will forever be grateful to the city that I live in, and that's Yonkers. I will always be proud to say I live here, because when my family needed the city of Yonkers, everyone stepped up to the plate. And I think that was my biggest, that gave me so much strength. If you would have asked me where I thought I'd be 4 years from now, I probably would have said I would have been at Yankee Stadium, and I would have been watching Mike pitch his first game. And I always told him, no matter what stadium you pitch in, kid, and no matter who you're pitching against, the biggest mouth that's going to be there is going to be mine. And I'm going to be saying that's my baby up there. But I never got that chance. I joined a group of moms that I never thought I would be in. I met one not too long ago, and we met just by accident. But I think they wanted us to be together. Stephanie's son, his sneakers stand beside Michael. We get each other through the most toughest times there are. Again, Mayor Spano, the City Council, Yonkers Police Department, they're out there, they're doing everything possible, but it's not them alone. It's us as a community to be proactive, be out there, get these kids before they start. Let's not lose any more young lives. Too much. I just want to thank everyone for coming tonight, Mayor Spano for organizing this. Everyone that's here, I will forever be grateful. And let's just please be more proactive in keeping our youth safe. That's the most important thing, like Dr. Casada said, is these faces here. So let's keep them safe and let's work together as a community, because we all know in Yonkers, we're Yonkers strong, and we stand by each other and we fight together. Thank you.
Before we get to the Yonkers City Council President, I just want to recognize Mary Kate O'Sullivan. Are you here? She's from Senator Shelley Mayer's office. Senator Mayer could not be here, but Ms. O'Sullivan is representing in her place today. New York Senate Majority Leader Andrew Stewart Cousins has also sent her regrets and provided a proclamation from the Senate of the State of New York A great state is only as great as those individuals and their organizations who perform exemplary service on behalf of their community, and it's the custom of this state to pay tribute to that outstanding service. I don't want to read the whole thing because I want to be mindful of people's time, but it is signed by recognizing National Gun Violence Awareness Day at Yonkers City Hall on Monday, June 3rd, that I, State Senator and Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins, recognize the significant contributions and accomplishments of Moms Demand Action and the Wear Orange campaign, and join with the residents of the 35th District to proclaim Friday, June 7, National Gun Violence Awareness Day. Assemblyman Nader Sayek has also sent his support. Unfortunately, all are in session at this time, but have been and continue to be very strong supporters of gun safety legislation, including the large number of bills that the governor will be signing here in New York State. Next, we introduce Yonkers City Council President Mike Hader, another strong supporter of common sense gun safety measures and a great advocate for Yonkers.
Thank you, thank you. It's kind of bittersweet to be here. I see many familiar faces and new faces, and I welcome each and every you to City Hall. This is your building. And a lot of this is going to be a little redundant, so it's going to be much shorter. When you look at the signs right over there, Moms Demand Action, great work. But dads demand action, sons demand action, daughters demand action. When you look over here in the back, it says, we can end gun violence. This is a basic tenet that shouldn't be advocated. This country was founded on a basic premise: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And right now, we're having more mournings for mass shootings. Our sons and daughters are dying in the street. And for that, on behalf of the entire City Council, we have the Majority Leader here, we have Councilwoman Shanae Williams here, we commend you. And I would like to invite them up at this time, as this is not, I don't have the authority to give anyone a special day, but this is, I would like to invite everyone from Moms Demand Action. Shanae, why don't you present this? For the grassroots work. Yes. Yes, come on up to the Moms Demand. When you first described what Moms Demand Action was, the first word you said was, it's a grassroots organization. This country was founded on grassroots, and advocacy is the biggest thing that gets results. You strive for excellence, and slowly but surely, your goal will be missioned. We need to keep big lobbyists out of government, and we must always remember this government was founded for the people, by the people. Keep up the hard work, and know that this entire City Council supports you and congratulates you on everything you do. On behalf of the entire City Council, we give you a council proclamation. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Keep up the great work.
At this point, our group has chosen to do an orange gardening activity to have a concrete piece of this evening that will stay with the community long afterward as a reminder of the beauty of life, as well as to remind us of the work we must continue to do fighting to prevent gun violence in our area. We would like to thank the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Conservation for its assistance and support in getting this done. Fiona Noyes from Moms Demand Action will provide details.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So pretty simple activity. We've got some gloves for you all. If you don't want to get your fingers dirty, just come and grab some gloves. I put marigolds around the edge of the fountain here. Please grab one or two little plants. You'll see some ice cream sticks around the rim of the garden here, around the fountain. Just feel free, make a little hole with your finger and pop a plant in there. Pat it down and make it happy. We've got also some orange lilies that there are some bigger holes dug around the edge of the fountain as well. Thank you, Donna. So feel free. can take, why don't you take a couple? Go look for some ice cream sticks, and you just make a little hole with your finger and pop them in. You've got to take it out of the plastic here. Squeeze it like that, and that's what goes in the ground. You pat it down and make it happy, okay? All right. Grab away. Take a couple. As many as you'd like. There's about 200 to go in, so yeah. And just make sure the plastic comes off. I should have mentioned that. Ooh.
Would you like to plant a lily? Okay, go ahead. Keep doing that, and I'll give you a lily.
If I can add one thing, just take the little plant and the dirt
This one
that's
goes in
around
the
the
hole.
roots out of the
Here you go.
plastic. And you can plastic doesn't go in the ground.
Here, you hold it straight. And there you go.
It's kind of cool.
Take it out of the planter. Stick. Here. All right, take a hole. So you know how to do this? You're getting another one. You have to take it out of the plastic. Thank you. Yeah. Take it out. Can I take a picture when you do that?
If you're 55, you did 20 years. And you're,
I'm very, very sorry.
but you got drug dealers in there for life.
Yeah, we did.
I don't want anything here. We have press conference.
Okay, you know what?
Let's step on it. We don't want to hold it.
Oh, okay.
This area, okay?
All right, maybe
Because
we'll put them
during the
further
week we
back.
have a lot of things going on, and I
Can we
don't
just
want
do it for tonight for a photo, and then I'll move them? We're going to take a photo of you.
How about on that angle?
All right. And then I'll move it back. Okay, anybody need gloves?